Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you today because honestly, the topic we're tackling feels like pure magic, but it's actually a highly structured, repeatable system. We're going to completely demystify the automated AI video process specifically for absolute beginners. So if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by the thought of scripting, animating, and editing, well, you are in exactly the right place. Okay, let's dive right in. Now, you might be wondering, why do some channels post daily while others take weeks? It's a question that can cause a ton of frustration when you're just starting out, right? You look around and some creators seem to be just pumping out highly engaging stories every single day, while others are completely exhausted trying to finish just one project a week. I want to assure you right now, the secret isn't that they're just working harder than you, and they certainly aren't sitting at their computers for 20 hours a day. No way. The real secret? They have an automated system. Think about the traditional way. It's kind of a path of pain for a beginner, spending hours, sometimes literally days, painstakingly drawing frames, recording audio, and just wrestling with timeline editing. But the AI way, it uses a system of completely free, incredibly smart tools to do all that heavy lifting for us. It takes a days-long slog and turns it into a process that literally takes minutes. It's a real game changer. To get there, we need a clear roadmap. So here's what we'll cover. First, the AI video secret. Second, writing your AI script. Third, generating consistent visuals. Fourth, adding motion and voice. And finally, editing your masterpiece. Section 1. The AI video secret. Here's the big secret. You're no longer just a creator. You are a director. Instead of trying to learn a dozen complex skills, we treat each AI tool like an employee with one simple, specific job. Need a researcher and writer? That's NotebookLM and ChatGPT. How about an artist? We'll use Google Flow and AutoWhisk. For our animator and voice actor, we'll call in Grok and Google AI Studio. And our trusty editor? That's CapCut. By giving each tool a designated job, this whole intimidating process becomes incredibly manageable. So what does this all mean? What's the ultimate result of having this specific digital crew in place? 10 minutes. That's right. Generating a full 50-scene story traditionally drops from around 5 hours of grueling work down to under 10 minutes of generating and organizing. It's an absolute paradigm shift in production speed. Moving on to Section 2, writing your AI script. To build the foundation of our story, we start by hiring our researcher, NotebookLM. Instead of staring at a blank page, you just feed NotebookLM links to successful channels in your niche. Let's say a popular stickman channel like Simple Ways of Life. The AI analyzes their videos to learn exactly what pacing, structures, and hooks keep audiences watching. Then, you just ask it to generate a new script. Now, it doesn't copy their content. It learns the underlying patterns of success to give you a completely original, structured script that is totally safe from any copyright issues. Now, before we go any further, let's smash some technical jargon. You're going to hear the word prompt a lot. Please do not let it scare you. A prompt is simply plain English instructions you give to an AI tool to tell it exactly what you want it to do. That's it. There is absolutely zero coding required here. You're just talking to the AI exactly like you'd talk to a human assistant. Once NotebookLM writes our script, we paste that text right into ChatGPT to create a foolproof visual plan. This is where the magic happens. ChatGPT will break your script down into exact scene numbers, pair them with the exact voiceover text, and write out plain English instructions for what the image should look like. Crucially, we instruct the AI to keep every scene to a maximum of 8 seconds. Why? Because this ensures our pacing stays incredibly tight and keeps the audience absolutely locked in. Section 3. Generating consistent visuals. Now, this next phase is traditionally the hardest part of AI generation. The absolute biggest hurdle beginners face is keeping their characters consistent. And what does that mean exactly? Well, it means making sure your hero, whether that's a simple stickman or a young boy in a children's story, looks exactly the same from shot to shot. This is the crucial element that separates amateur, kind of disjointed visuals from a truly professional, watchable story. So, how do we pull this off? It's actually a super simple trick. Step 1. You use your AI artist tool to create a base image of your character standing on a plain white background. Step 2, you upload that image right back into Flow or AutoWhisk and set it as a reference image. Now, when you generate your 20 different scenes, the tool perfectly remembers your character's facial features, their line thickness, clothing, the whole shebang. It anchors the entire visual style.
And hey, here's a fantastic pro tip straight from our source material to really elevate your project. Don't put your main character in every single shot. Instead, aim for about 80% character scenes and sprinkle in 20% graphic or abstract visuals. This could be a chart, a close-up of an object, or even a conceptual image. Breaking the visual pattern this way is a proven psychological trick to hold the viewer's attention.
Section 4. Adding motion and voice. Now for the fun part, bringing those still images to life. For animation, we're calling in Grok. It's remarkably simple if you follow these steps. First, jump into the settings and turn off automatic generation. Next, ensure your screen size is set to landscape or 16:9. Then, you simply upload that beautiful, consistent scene image you just made and paste in the plain English motion instructions that ChatGPT generated for you in your visual plan. You completely avoid messing with any complex animation dials or timelines. The absolutely crucial point here is that those plain English instructions are your magic ingredient. We aren't just making the images wiggle randomly, right? We are telling the AI exactly how the camera should pan, zoom, or track. This intentionality is what breathes life into your characters and makes your final product feel incredibly cinematic instead of robotic or cheap. While our video clips are generating, we hire our voice actor. You open Google AI Studio and paste in your script. You want to select a single speaker. The sources highlight a great one named Encelid. In the style box, just ask for a warm, storytelling tone. This kind of friendly, approachable voice works perfectly whether you're crafting an emotional children's story or an educational stickman tutorial. Just click Generate and boom, your audio track is ready to go. Section 5. Editing your final masterpiece. Okay, we've got our script, our moving video clips, and our professional voiceover. Let's head into CapCut. Now, I know editing can seem really daunting, but we're going to use the absolute easiest method possible. Step 1, drop your voiceover track onto the timeline first. Think of this as the skeleton of your project. Step 2, simply lay your generated video clips right on top, matching the visuals to the words being spoken, all based on that trusty visual plan. Finally, grab some ambient music from the YouTube audio library, drop it in, and turn the volume way down low so it supports rather than overpowers the voice. Want to make this even faster? Keep these simple rules in mind. If a video clip is a little too long for the spoken sentence, just trim it or speed it up slightly. Don't waste time on flashy transitions. Seriously, just use simple cold cuts, where one scene snaps immediately to the next without any fading. It actually gives the story a great nostalgic pacing. And finally, some tools, like Google Flow, automatically generate tiny sound effects tied to the motion. Just balance those levels so they add life without clashing with your music. Following these rules, you can stitch together a 30-second sequence in literally 2 minutes. I do want to pause here and share an honest tip with you. While this digital film crew works at absolute lightning speed, remember, you are still the director. You must check every single output carefully. If an image looks weird or, a character's hand is generated incorrectly, throw it out and hit generate again. The tools are incredibly fast, which means you have the luxury of time to insist on excellent quality. Don't just settle for the first output if it isn't quite right. And just like that, the entire intimidating process of video creation has been reduced to a simple, step-by-step assembly line. You've hired your AI researchers, artists, animators, and voice actors. All the heavy lifting is handled. So I leave you with this final, provocative thought to spark your imagination. Now that you have your own completely free digital film crew just waiting for your commands, stop procrastinating. Grab these tools. What story will you tell today?